apart from making a really good coffee, which I can now do on this boat, it comes at a price, and the price is power. For the last month, I have been really low on power to the point that my inverter was shut down twice through a low voltage alarm. The setup worked absolutely fine, as designed for this boat to be a floating home. Absolutely fine. Loads of solar, loads of batteries, no problem at all. Now she's a floating creperie. I don't have anywhere near enough power. So my crate maker is gas powered, and if I get another one, that will also be gas powered, but everything else on board is electric. So you'll be aware that I've been given all of those kind of portable power stations by the likes of Anchor and EcoFlow, and I use them on a daily basis. So even before this was set up as a cafe, I still use them. So the big Anchor is being used though now to power my coffee maker and the milk steamer, and the EcoFlow Delta, the big one there, that's kind of moved around the boat. It's easy, I can't move the Anchor, so I can move the Delta around, and I use that for various things. So for charging all the various devices I've got to charge throughout the day to run the cafe, but it also powers my scales and my electric whisks and things like that. So I need that to be constantly powered up. Before it was run as a cafe, I could do that just by using the solar dump from the inverter, but now I can't because I'm not getting enough solar going into the batteries. So I've got a problem. I'm happy to continue to use those Anchors and EcoFlows and stuff. I've got them, they're great. I've got space for them, so I'll continue to use that. But really, I need more battery capacity on the main bank of batteries, because I can't get all those portable power stations to do my lights and the pumps and everything. So I need more power on the actual boat in the main bank. I've got a 24 volt system at 200 amp hours, and really I need another 100 amp hours, I reckon. So I'm looking into that. The other thing I need is more solar. That is the only way really I'm using to charge all the batteries I've got on the boat. I can use the engine. I do use the engine. That puts in 15 amps, but I don't like to. Obviously, as a cafe, it's not ideal because I've got customers around. The exhaust is on the same side as the serving hatch, so that's not very nice. And as a solution, it'd have to be running pretty much all day. So I need more solar. Where we're moored up here in Canterbury is really overhanging with trees, and even though there is blue sky everywhere today, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning, what time is it? It's 10:30 in the morning, so the sun's pretty high up. I'm getting nothing. I think that's 21 watts going in. That might actually be 21 watts coming out, but basically there's no charge on the solar. And this is what my panels are looking like in the morning. No sunshine at all. Upgrading my solar on the boat is not an easy thing to do. Well, it is, but it takes quite a lot of time and budget. Basically, I'm going to replace those 3 panels with 4 new panels of a higher wattage, maybe 4 400s, and get 1600 watts of panels on the roof. That will probably see me good. But because I've wired it in parallel, means I can just add another panel on there. And on that regard, Solex sorted me out with this, which is the SOLARBAG 400. That is ridiculously light. That's fantastic. It comes with a whole load of straps, so you can strap it to yourself, and it's like ultra portable. But it comprises of 2 220 watt panels which are zipped together. So you can either use them both together and have 440 watts, or 2 separate panels at 220, which is really quite useful in a boat situation, because I can have one on the boat added to that array and one over there charging an EcoFlow or something. But this is what it looks like in its full format of 12 panels. And it's so much easier to maneuver because it's nowhere near as heavy as anything else I've used. So that's what it is. And then quite easily unzip it. And you've got 2 separate panels. So yeah, one on the boat, doing that. And then one over here, charging an EcoFlow or something. But the magic doesn't stop there. Check this out. I hear you ask, how are they wired? Like this. So they both have their own cables, obviously, to connect. But inside here, there's also USB-A's and USB-C's. So you can plug in speakers and phones and stuff direct to this. So if you're camping somewhere, that is fantastic. So if I've got one on the roof, I can actually power my speaker through it if we ever get any sunshine. And again, more charging points inside there. So that's really, really good.
One thing I really like about this is obviously the panels now is not exposed to the sun and there's no light on that display. But as soon as I open the panels up, the light turns on. Look at that. Showing there is solar being received. Very clever.
And from the look of it, all of these have just got so many mounting points to them. There's Velcro tabs on them. There's all these fittings here. So yeah, there's hook and loops everywhere. So that's going to make it really easy to tether to the boat. So I'm going to set these up on the front of the boat and see what we get. To maximise these panels' performance, I'm going to series link them, so the positive of one into the negative of the other, and then with the connection which goes into my battery packs, put the positive of one into the positive of another, and the negative of one into the negative of that. Then I can plug that into my EcoFlow Delta.
With the conditions I'm in, I'm not expecting a vast amount out of this. I'm not going to max it out. So 220, kind of stopping around there. Oh, actually, that's not bad. But I really want to see what this is like in comparison to the 3 solar panels I've got on the roof, which is 900 watts of panel. Let's see what they're bringing in. Okay, now it's midday. Sun is directly above us, and it actually is. I've got some sunshine going on my solar panels. 342 watts on the 3 solar panels on the roof, putting in 13 amps back into the batteries. Right, back out to the Delta. Okay, a little bit more now. Sunshine is directly above us, but this is kind of comparatively quite interesting. So 256 on this one 440 watt panel compared to, what was I getting, 320 or something across from 900 watts. And as you can see, all 3 panels are in kind of pretty good sunshine.
Yeah, it's all clouded over. It didn't last very long, which is a bit disappointing because I did want to see what the maximum performance of that solar bag could be. But I mean, in comparison, I've got to say it performed pretty damn well. My panels on the roof, which is 900 watts, gave me 350, which is just over a third. And in the same conditions, the solar bag, which is 440 watts, gave me 250 watts, which is over half. So it massively outperforms my current array on the boat, which is cool. And because I've wired it in parallel, I can easily add that solar bag to my array, thus boosting my array by about, well, given those performances, about 70%, which is absolutely mega. But yeah, so far, got to say, pretty impressed with that. It works with all of my power stations, which is cool. I'm just using these standard, these XT60 connectors into my Delta. But at the moment, it's all clouded over. I've just checked on the Delta. It's putting in 120 watts, which I'm sure OptiSolex won't be pretty happy with. But for me, I'm chuffed, because otherwise I be getting nothing into it. So on a cloudy day, still to be getting over 100 watts, I'll take that. The link to the OptiSolex bag is in the description of the video. Obviously, they got some incentives this time of year for you to go and get one. Yeah, have a look at the link, check it out for yourself, see if it's something that you need if you're living outdoors, or you've got a narrowboat or an RV or whatever it might be, or camping. It's just a great thing to have. The fact that it stows away so easily and it weighs nothing. So thank you very much to OptiSolex for sending me a solar bag. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.